In this video, we are going to learn about the quotient rule. Now, quotient rule is a rule that you use when you are differentiating a fraction. So if you are given a function that is in form of a fraction and you are asked to differentiate, so we normally use the quotient rule in order to differentiate functions of this nature. So let's suppose, say, for example, you are given a function like 2x divided by 4x to the power of 2, and you are asked to differentiate a function of this nature. So we normally use the quotient rule in order to differentiate a function of this nature. But before we even learn how to use the quotient rule, we first have to understand what actually the quotient rule is. So I'm going to write the formula for the quotient rule, so that you can know how to apply them whenever you have a function or a fraction to differentiate. So the quotient rule is given as, if you have a function like u over v is the same thing, and you're asked to differentiate this function, is the same thing as saying v du over dx minus u dv by dx divided by v squared. So this is the quotient rule. I'm going to explain what that means. If you have a fraction, this is a fraction, you have numerator divided by denominator. So the numerator, we normally call it the u, while the denominator is the v. So if you are given this function and you are asked to differentiate, so this is the rule. The rule says that first you write v as it is, write the v, the denominator, as it is, then you differentiate the numerator with respect to x. Okay, then you say minus, then you write the numerator this time around, and then you differentiate the denominator, and then you divide it by the denominator squared. Okay, so we are going to use it and apply so that you can see how it is applied in real life. So let's say we are given a function, let's say we are given 4x squared over 6x plus 3. So let's say we have a function given as this, and you are asked to differentiate this function. So now, applying this rule, we know that this numerator is our u, and this down one is going to be your v. So if you want to apply this formula, first the formula says that we should keep v. We should write v as it is. So this is our v. So we write 6x plus 3. We put it in bracket. Then we should differentiate u with respect to x. So we are differentiating the numerator with respect to x. So if we differentiate this one, you know, the power is going to come down. So if 2 comes down, multiplying by 4 is going to be 8. So we are going to have 8. Then you write the x. Then we are going to subtract 1 from the power. So 2 minus 1 is going to be 1. So we are going to have 8x. Okay? So that's what is left. Then we say minus. Now the next thing, we are going to write u as it is. So we are going to write the numerator as it is, which is 4x squared. Then we are going to multiply it by the differentiation of the denominator. So we are going to differentiate this one. Okay? So we'll have times. So if we differentiate this one now, if we differentiate 6x, you know it's going to be just 6. So we are going to have 6. And if you differentiate 3, it's just going to give us 0. So no need of writing the 0. So what we have here is 4 to the power of 4x to the power of square times 6. So divided by v squared. So that means the denominator, the square of the denominator. So we'll write 6x plus 3 all squared. So this is how you apply the rule. Next thing we are going to do is to multiply, open the bracket and multiply these terms. So this is going to become, now 8x times 6x is going to give us 48x squared. Okay, because there's x is going to be 48. So sorry, 48 squared. Then we'll also take it and multiply by 3. That is going to give us 24x. Okay, then we'll write minus. Now we have 4x squared multiplied by 6. That is also going to be 24x squared. Everything divided by 6x plus 3 squared. So what I want to do here is to collect like terms. Okay, so those you can see that I have 48x squared, and then I have 24x squared. So I'm going to say 48x squared minus this 28x squared, and that's going to give me 24x squared plus this 24x, everything all over 6x plus 3 to the power squared. Alright, so from here I can be able to even factor out 24 and x, because I have 24. So I'm going to factor it out. So if I factor 24, I can also factor out x. So I'm going to factor 24 out and x. So if I do that, what I've left there is just going to be 1x. So I'll have x plus, and then what I'll have here is just going to be 1 because 24 I factor it out, it's going to be left with 1 here. So everything divided by 6x plus 3 squared. So this is the final answer, this one, and that's how I will actually carry out quotient rule differentiation.